All right, let's get to the email mailbag for the week. If you have something to say and you feel like it's worth me checking it out, you can email info@davidpakman.com. Sometimes we will grab a YouTube comment here or there, or a Twitter reply, or a Facebook post, or whatever the case may be, but not this week. This week it is all bona fide emails. The first coming from Chris. In fact, I received a number of beautiful messages and some trolling about my COVID illness, which spread through the house like a virus, which it is. Last week, Chris said, "Sorry to hear about your COVID illness. I hope you get better soon and have no long COVID effects. I got it back in August for the first time, and luckily my sickness wasn't too bad other than a headache for a day. Thanks for everything you do, and I wish you the best for you and your family." Yes, I had it worse than a headache for a day. In fact, there was about a 28-hour period where I was as sick as I can remember being. And I got all sorts of different messages. There was someone who wrote to me and said that they put hydrogen peroxide in their throat. Now, why am I saying it that way? Because that's the way they wrote it. You can see that message on my Twitter and Instagram. They said they put it in their throat. And then something about lemon juice. I didn't do that. I didn't introduce light and heat inside the body. I didn't use bleach or any of that stuff. And fortunately, it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It was pretty bad, but it wasn't as bad as it could have been. And I appreciate all of the messages from everybody. Sharon wrote in about what is a very contentious topic and about which I have made a decision. And I'm going to ask you to respect that decision. You don't have to like it, but I am going to need you to respect it. Sharon wrote in about interruptions. And Sharon said, "Hi, I enjoy watching your show often. Christo Ivalis has a YouTube show. And when he shows a political clip, we see only the clip on the screen. You don't see my mug. And he does not share the screen or interrupt. Have you ever gone to see a movie with someone and they talk or try to get your attention during the movie? They ruin the movie. I lose the joy of the moment when there are constant interruptions. It's nerve-wracking, and I generally end it before the show is over. I so wish you would not interrupt your clips or other featured program. Thanks, Sharon." So listen, I get it. There's two views on this. One is, David, shut up, just play the clip and don't say anything start to finish. The other view is, I can get the clip elsewhere. The reason I'm watching you, David, is for your commentary. And so manage it the way you want to manage it. I have made the decision because no matter what I do, people complain. If we just play clips, long clips, and I don't say anything, a lot of people say it's not even really your show anymore. You're just playing a clip. I've made the decision, much like during live streams where we watch a debate or a rally, I will opine. I'm trying to offer something in addition to just being a repeater of clips. And so I completely respect people who don't want to see me or hear from me during clips. There are lots of clipping services and Twitter users who will just post clips and no commentary. I've made the decision for the show, for what the show is, that I will use my discretion, and sometimes you'll see my face during a clip, and sometimes you will hear me say things. And I will try to strike the right balance, as always, with peace and love. You know, I will try to strike the right balance and do everything that everybody wants me to do the best possible way. But there are going to be interruptions because that's the format of the show. And maybe Christo Ivalis has decided on a different format, and that's a beautiful thing. We can all have our formats, and we love you, Sharon. That's the important thing. We receive the commentary with absolute peace and love. Jason wrote in and said, "I think the left is in trouble," writing, "With the absolute disaster the Republican Party has become, more and more people in my social circle are voting Democrat. Do you believe that as more people move over to the left, that the left as a whole is in danger of becoming more centrist?" Thanks for taking the time to read the question and for producing amazing content. No, I don't actually. I just don't believe that's happening because there's two things that are taking place here. There are people who vote for Democrats because they love the Democratic platform. And there are people who vote for Democrats because they find it to be the better of the two options that have a shot at winning. But the truth is that the Democratic electorate is actually far more to the left of where the elected officials are. So it's already a very centrist represented party. And because of a combination of different factors, including the way districts are drawn and so many different things, what I'm actually seeing is a Democratic Party that, at least on paper, has continued to move to the left. Now, whether the elected officials move to the left sort of remains to be seen still, but I don't think that that's the case. I also think that this is a sort of temporary aspect where disheartened Republicans who don't like MAGA either don't vote or vote Democrat. I think eventually the Democratic Party is going to figure it out and they're going to get away from MAGA and go back to something else. So I don't believe that that's going to be an issue. I think Democrats should take victories while they can. Sam wrote in about foreign pronunciations and really is not happy with me. Sam said on the November 29th show, you pronounced the word Uruguay in what I assume to be a Spanish pronunciation, accompanied with the phrase, Uruguay, please, folks. Isn't my audience the best? This makes me wonder, when you are talking to your Argentinian friends about American or English people, do you expect your Argentinian friends to pause their native accents and pronounce American names, terms, phrases in an American accent, and British names, terms, and phrases in a British accent? That's kind of weird, but... Or is this just an expectation you wield towards native English speakers? For example, if your Argentinian friend was to say to you, I think Donald Trump is even worse than Boris Johnson in Spanish, would you expect them to use American and British accents for the names? Right. Yo pienso que Donald Trump es aún peor que Boris Johnson. No, I would not expect them to do that. Listen, folks, I'm doing hours and hours of content and I will interject flavor. And part of the flavor is Americans pronounce Uruguay in what seem like absurd ways. Uruguay, I found. I mean, come on. So it's just a reminder of the way that it's pronounced. Uruguay. That's all. It's not to be offensive. It's not to criticize anyone. It's not because I expect Argentinian people to do something when they say a British name. It's just a podcast and a YouTube channel, Sam. All right? Let's all take it easy. It's just a little joke. It's sort of like when I will say, my birth city of Buenos Aires. I could pronounce it in these mangled American ways. Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires. It sounds almost like a disease. And it is very much not a disease, my friends. Buenos Aires. We're just having a good time, all right? Let's not take ourselves too seriously. Peter wrote in, and Peter asks an important question and says, subscribe is free, yes? David, to subscribe is free, is that correct? A membership costs, but to subscribe costs nothing. If that is so, then tell people that. This reads like a haiku. It costs you nothing to click on subscribe. It only indicates you affirm the show. If it costs nothing and you say that over and over, you'll reach 3 million in no time. Subscribe also tells YouTube something positive. Is that also true? Let people know that as well. If I've got it right, let me know. Peter, you have it 100% correct. When you hit that subscribe button on YouTube, it is free. You are affirming the show, and it does tell YouTube something positive, which is recommend this chap's videos to more people. So I say to you today, hit that subscribe button, my friends. It's a very, very important thing. Steven wrote in and says, hey, David, longtime listener here. Just something I thought about the other day. Isn't Trump announcing another run kind of like him admitting but not admitting that he lost in 2020? The whole system is rigged, but also vote for me. If he truly believed that it was rigged, why would he try to run again? Thanks for the time. So this is so great because they have answers to all these questions. And it's sort of like stupid answers, stupid questions sort of thing. You and I might say, if you won in 2020, you can't run again because you can only do it twice. You can't do it 3 times. They say, well, we were the rightful winners based on the will of the people, but they made Biden president. So I still get to run. I get to do 2 terms. They figured that one out. Next one. If it's rigged, why would people vote? If people voted in 2020 for you, but they gave it to Biden, wouldn't it just happen again? Why even bother to run? And then they say, we just need to win by enough that they can't rig it. They have an answer. Whenever you think you've got them in a logic pretzel, They always have an answer. Ryan wrote in about gift memberships, one of my favorite topics, and says, hey, David and team, I'm wondering if it's possible to gift memberships to specific people. I thought you mentioned it was a feature when gift memberships were rolled out, but I could be mistaken. Yes. Here. Oh, and cheers and hope your daughter is feeling healthier this week. Yeah, she had the easiest run of the COVID. It lasted like 24 hours. It was crazy, actually, how quickly she was doing better faster than everybody. Okay. How to gift a membership to a specific person. You go to joinpakman.com. You sign up. You check the This is a Gift button. When you complete the process, there's a pop-up and it'll say, who do you want to send the gift to? You type in their name. You type in their email. Bing, bang, boom. It is that simple, my friends. Very, very easy. Josh wrote in about the white paper. David, sir, great job on the Building Arguments Without Burning Bridges white paper. Despite being an inherently racist document, that's a joke, the paper provides valuable insights and suggestions for engaging in good faith conversations about difficult topics. I look forward to referencing this document to improve my arguments and methods. Folks, the white paper is available to you for free. You go to davidpakman.com/guide. davidpakman.com/guide. It is free. You type in your email address, we send you the white paper. 8 or 10 page document, I should figure out how many pages it is, which contains a treasure trove. This is an original document that we put together on how to have conversations with people with wacky political views, get them to reconsider their beliefs without ruining the relationships. Check it out. We have a great bonus show for you today. You can get instant access to the bonus show by signing up at joinpakman.com.
Thank your lucky stars every day you're not Dave Pakman.
Yeah, thank you. And you can use the coupon code 24starts now to get yourself a discount. We'll see you then, or otherwise back here on Monday.